thank you so much for once again, joining me in going on a tour on Sri Krishna Leela. I would like to thank Adidev Prabhu, Divya Leela Mataji, and the Chiranjeev. His name is Madhav. There, the members of this home who have kindly opened the doors for all of us, especially the late doors to the
Yeah, I had the same thing about Parshad.
So, you know already. You are Priya Swamini. That other one. So you are Lakshmi here, and you are kindly maintaining the home so nicely. I always pay my obeisances to all the Vaishnavis, the ladies who are taking care of the home, because in today's generation it is becoming rarer and rarer to see ladies who are taking care of the home so nicely. So it is mothers, Vaishnavis, who actually make the home.
Okay.
Although there is a child in the home is so spick and span that it is.
Last night I whitewashed the house.
हमारा भी करना है
Actually, I have become expert.
All the more reason to glorify.
Actually, a home is not a home. It is the homemaker, Vaishnavi, who makes the home. Thank you so much, Mataji. And thank you, Adidev Prabhu, for kindly being the dharma partner of Divya Leela Mataji.
I was very fortunate that you are here. I think almost 3 years ago you came here, and we are just inspired by your lecture in Kata. And
You came twice actually that year.
we're so fortunate. Please come again and again.
Yes, this year also is coming in September.
Have you?
Oh.
I don't know. There is no sense. I have not made any plans.
She's prophesizing.
That's a request to make the plans that the treatment may come in.
Yeah, so we will bring the crowd of Krishna Kata from India, from Vrindavan, and borders here. We are in desert here, and just quench our thirst.
You are the first person to describe North Carolina as a desert. But
Prabhu, I said that in the first class you asked the same question. What is the special respect in Bhagavad Gita? Yay!
Devotees come here and get refreshed and become.
I would also like to
They want the phone to be here.
thank this Krishna Prabhu, Rudrani, who are being disciples of Srila Prabhupada present here. They are elder to me. Thank them for their blessings, their mercy. Whatever you have received from Srila Prabhupada, you kindly pray to Srila Prabhupada that I also receive the same from my Gurujanas. Thank you so much.
My Kasur is Prabhupada's disciple from
Okay. The wife gets half of the credit of
I get more on that.
You got half the credit of him being Dear devotees, today we are once again entering into the universe of Sri Krishna's pastimes. And today we are going to discuss We are going to enter into the universe of Krishna's person, dear devotees. And today I would like to take all of you into a journey into a very special forest, dear devotees. How many of us would like to go into a special journey to Talman? Dear devotees. Is the forest where the highest fruit falls from the college tree. So the tala fruit is one of the highest fruits amongst all the fruits. And the highest fruits fell from the college tree in only one forest. And which forest is that? You can see the hero of the story is Lord Balaram, who is present here in front of us. Dear devotees, we will begin with auspicious invocations, Mangalacharan. Most of us already know these verses. You can kindly sing along with me. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Soyam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauradvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jaganpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So dear devotees, I would like to begin our journey into Talvan with a statement from Srila Prabhupada himself. So once again, Prabhu, I would like to request you. You are Akashvani for all of us. Huh? Is it? Yes. Oh, thank you. Srila Prabhupada has to say something. Here is the statement by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Uvacha. Prabhuji.
The placing of the asuras, the demons, in the lowest status of the life is simply another feature of his mercy. Sometimes the asuras are killed by the Supreme Lord, but this killing is also good for them, for in Vedic literature we find that anyone who is killed by the Supreme Lord becomes liberated. There are instances in history of many asuras, Raman, Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu, to whom the Lord appeared in various incarnations just to kill them. Therefore, God's mercy is shown to the asuras if they are fortunate enough to be killed by them. Purport Bhagavad Gita 16:5.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada ki. So Prabhupada is explaining that there is only one reason to kill the asuras, that is to bestow liberation upon them. And this specific feature of bestowing liberation upon asuras is present especially in Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Because Hiranyakashipu was killed, but did Hiranyakashipu immediately attain liberation, or did he have to take another birth? He had to take another birth. So the only incarnation who liberates all the demons that he kills is one. And which incarnation is that? Krishna. There is a very nice statement in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Sri Bilva Mangal Thakur. Santu avatara bhavaha pankajanaabhasya sarvato bhadra krishnadanyah kova latasvapi premado bhavati. Santu avatara bhava. There may be many incarnations of the Supreme Lord, but Krishnad anyah kova. Who besides Krishna? Latasu api premado bhavati. Will bestow prema even on the inanimate creepers. Is there anybody, any incarnation who will bestow prema even upon inanimate creepers? So there is nobody. Only Krishna is the one who bestows prema. Also liberation to all the demons that he kills. Lord Vishnu may or may not bestow, but with Krishna there is 100% guarantee that liberation will be bestowed upon the demons. Hare Krishna. You have to set up the mic? Okay. Okay, everybody can hear, right? Oh, that's okay. So there is no mic needed. No. So just let. It's okay. My daily profession is to teach in a class without any mic. So that's what I do for a living. And there are 50 students and I have to teach without a mic. So I hope my voice is audible enough. Yes? Yes, very good. Okay. So, dear devotees, our pastime begins when Krishna got his initiation. Did Krishna ever get Diksha? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. When did Krishna get Diksha? Sandipani Muni. But before that, Krishna got another Diksha. And what did Krishna become after Diksha? That was not Diksha. Krishna got his cowherd initiation, dear devotees. That was the day when Krishna was bestowed the responsibility of becoming a Vaishya, Gopa, and that day is celebrated as which day? Gopashtami. Gopashtami is the day when Krishna was initiated in the duties of a Vaishya. What is the meaning of a Dvija? Twice born. Who are the twice born? Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. They are known as twice born. So Vaishyas also get their twice born initiation ceremony, but after their initiation ceremony, they are given the right to carry out the duties of a Vaishya. So Krishna also got his initiation. That means he was bestowed upon the responsibility of carrying out the duties of a Gopa Vaishya. That day was Gopashtami. Dear devotees, this is described in Srimad-Bhagavatam. This is the verse by Sri Shukadev Goswami. I will try to chant the verse. Kindly repeat after me. Shri Shuka Uvacha Tatascha Pauganda Vayashrita Uvraje Babhuvatustau Pashupala Sammatau Pascharayantau Sakhibhi Samampadai Vrindavanam Punyamativa Chakratuhu Sri Shuka Uvacha. Shukadev Goswami said, Tatascha Paugandavayah. Krishna had attained which age? Pauganda. What is the meaning of Pauganda? 5 to 10. Very nice. 5 or 6 to 10. When 5 gets over, 6 begins. So 6 to 10. 1 to 5 are known as which age? Kaumara. And after 6 to 10 are known as which age? Pauganda. Okay. Once again. 1 to 5, Balya. 6 to 10, Pauganda. 11 to 15, Kaumara. Kishora. Or 16 and onwards, Yuva. I hope you are able to understand. These are the ages. Krishna attained the age of Pauganda. Pauganda is, he became 6 years old. Babhuvatustau, both of them, not only Krishna had attained, but somebody else had also attained. Who had attained? Balaram. What did they become? Pashupala Sammatau. Sammatau. They became authorized by Pashupal. Pashupal, who is the original Pashupal or the cowherd of Vrindavan? Nanda Maharaj. So they became authorized by Pashupal, Nanda Maharaj. Then what did they do? Gas Charayantav. They were herding the cows. Before that, what was Krishna herding? Calves. Krishna was only herding the calves before that. But that day, Krishna got the opportunity to herd the cows. Although Krishna is not as tall as the cows. Cows are taller than Krishna. But Krishna got the opportunity to herd cows. Sakhibihi. And he went along with his friends. Samam Padair. Then with his lotus feet, what did he do? Vrindavanam Punyam Ativa Chakratuhu. He made Shri Vrindavan extremely fortunate by his lotus feet. Why? Because now his lotus feet will not only be restricted to the immediate vicinity. Now he will be able to travel far and wide into Shri Vrindavan. This will ensure that the lotus imprints, the imprints of his lotus feet will mark each and every place in Shri Vrindavan. And this will make the soil of Shri Vrindavan extremely fortunate, dear devotees. When Akrura will come to Vrindavan, he will express his good fortune. When Akrura will come, he will see all these foot markings on Vrindavan. And Akrura will say, what will Akrura say? I am fortunate, I am more fortunate, or I am most fortunate. What will Akrura say? Most. Akrura could have said, I am fortunate. But Akrura said, I am most fortunate. Why did Akrura say, I am most fortunate today? There is a very important reason, dear devotees. Would you like to hear the reason? Yes. Akrura said, I am most fortunate. And there is a very important reason behind Akrura saying, I am most fortunate. This reason is revealed by our commentator. Who is our commentator? Sri Harishuri. He says one thing. Please hear carefully. The dust of Sri Vrindavan, each and every corner of the dust of Sri Vrindavan is marked by something. What is it marked by? Krishna's lotus feet. Thus, the dust of Vrindavan contains the lotus imprints of Krishna. Now, from this very dust of Vrindavan, the trees derive their nourishment. Yes or no? Yes. So, the trees of Vrindavan are getting the Uchishta, the remnants of Shri Krishna himself. Everybody agrees? Yes. The trees are fortunate. Then when the trees get the Uchishta, the remnants of Shri Krishna, then they become happy and they produce fruits. Those fruits are eaten by the animals and birds. So the fruits are the Uchishta of the trees. I hope you are able to understand. Huh? Uchishta of the Uchishta. And they are consumed by the birds and animals. And when the birds and animals consume the remnants of Shri Krishna, they become very happy. They become more fortunate. And when these birds and animals become more fortunate in ecstasy, they start singing out loudly. And that their singing out is the remnants of Shri Krishna. And that entered into the ears of Akrura. So Akrura said, I am today tasting the remnants of Shri Krishna. Thus I am not only fortunate, not only more fortunate, I am actually most fortunate. Dear devotees, this is the reason why anybody who hears from the Brajavasis, especially the birds and animals of Braja, they consider themselves to be most fortunate. Krishna made Vrindavan Punyamativa, extremely fortunate by his lotus feet. Here is the translation. Prabhu, kindly read the translation.
Sukhdev Goswami said, when Lord Ram and Lord Krishna attained the age of Pauganda, 5 to 10, while living in Vrindavan, the cowherd men allowed them to take up the task of tending the cows. Engaging thus in the company of their friends, two boys rendered the land of Vrindavan most auspicious by imprinting upon it the marks of their lotus feet. Srimad-Bhagavatam 10:15:1.
Yes, dear devotees, our previous acharyas have told that this day is known by one name. What is the name of this day? Gopashtami. The exact day of Krishna's initiation is specified by our Acharya, Srila Sanatan Goswami, in his Brihad Vaishnav Toshani commentary. Sri Sanatan Goswami says the following. Please repeat after me. Padme Kartika Mahatmye. There is a section known as Kartika Mahatmya, glories of Sri Kartik. There it is described. Shuklashtami Kartiketu Smrita Gopashtami Budhai Taddinad Vasudevo Bhut Gopaha Purvam Tu Vatsapaha Shukla Ashtami Kartike. So in the month of Kartika, on Shukla Paksha. What is the Shukla Paksha? The bright fortnight. And Ashtami. Ashtami means which day? 8th. So the 8th day of the bright fortnight of which month? Kartik. 2. Smrita Gopashtami. It should be understood as which day? Gopashtami. Budhai, by the learned. Tad Dinad. From that day, Vasudeva, our Supreme Lord, Abhut, became. What did he become? Gopaha. What is the meaning of Gopaha? Cow. Gam palayati. Go means cow. Paha means one who protects, one who maintains. Is known as Gopaha. Purvam tu. What was he before that? Vatsapaha. He was previously he was herding only the calves. Calf is known as Vatsa. So previously he was Vatsapaha, but after Gopashtami he became a Gopa. This is the translation, Prabhu. Prabhuji.
In the Padma Puran, Kartika Mahatmya section, it is described the 8 days of the bright fortnight of the month of Kartik is understood to be the day of Gopashtami by the learned souls. From that day onwards, Krishna became a cowherd, whereas previously he would only tend the calves. Srila Sanatan Goswami's Brihad Vaishnava Toshni.
Yeah. Dear devotees, at this point of time, our commentator has one question to ask. And what is the question? Why did he become a Gopa, a cow protector? And he has various reasons. Dear devotees, I have introduced the commentator previously in my previous class, so I will not introduce him again. But I would like to say this commentator was a very special commentator. When I initially started looking into his commentaries, somebody asked me, what is the sampradaya of this personality? So many times I was asked such questions, and usually I would not say anything. I knew that he was initiated in the Naradiya Kirtan Sampradaya of Sri Tukaram Maharaj. But I was asked, what is the sampradaya of this personality? So one time I said, let's give a reply. Chalo. So then I asked a counter question. What is the sampradaya of Jayadev Goswami? Does anybody know? Who was Jayadev Goswami initiated by? Any of the 4 sampradayas? Chandidas. What is the sampradaya of Sri Chandidas? What is the sampradaya of Sri Vidyapati? Did Sri Jayadev Goswami go back home back to Godhead? Did Sri Chandidas go back home back to Godhead? Did Sri Vidyapati go back home back to Godhead? Then a person who is initiated in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's line coming from Tukaram Maharaj, why can't he, write a commentary on Srimad-Bhagavatam? He was a personality who was not only initiated in a sampradaya, but he wrote his commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam. And Srila Prabhupada also named a disciple after him, Harishori Prabhu. So this is his commentary is one of the best commentaries that I have seen on Srimad-Bhagavatam. And he is also initiated in a proper sampradaya. Not only is he initiated in a sampradaya, he is also born in a family, which Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, that such a birth is considered to be very rare. There is one verse in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, Shuchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrashto Bhi Jayate. Right? That verse. And the immediate next verse, Athva Yoginam Kule. But the very rare personality takes birth in the family of yogis. those who are already perfected Brahmanas. Such a birth is considered to be extremely rare, O Arjuna. So that is his birth and that is his sampradaya. So dear devotees, this commentator, he has a very simple question to ask. Why did Krishna become a Gopa? And he composes a verse. Dear devotees, this verse is in the meter Shardula Vikriditam, same meter as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. You can all sing along with me. Will all of you sing along with me? Yes? Please sing along with me. Bhutvananta gavavanaikarasika syarkasya vamshe pura yad gotranmakari chitramiha kim kavan vayotkristata ityavesha vishesha jushta hridayo manyen vayotkristata Pripsu Kshipramihachakamsha Bhagavan Nisankhya Gopalanam. Sri Harisuri says Krishna was thinking. Bhutva, previously Krishna appeared in one incarnation. What was the previous incarnation in which Krishna appeared? Ram. Ananta Gavavanaika Rasikasya Arkasya Vamshe. Does anybody know what is the meaning of Arka? Surya. Arkasya Vamshe. He appeared in whose dynasty? Sun dynasty. And that sun is Ananta Gavavanaika. He protects unlimited go. What is the meaning of go? Cows. Go also means senses. Go also means rays. Dear devotees, previously he appeared in the family of that personality who maintains unlimited go. What is the meaning of go? Race. And yad gotrana makari, but in his incarnation, he protected only one go. What is the meaning of this go here? Earth. Dear devotees, how many go did he protect in his previous incarnation? One. Kavan vayot krishtata. Did he really live up to the name of his family? Dear devotees, yeah? His ancestor is protecting millions of goes, but he only managed to protect how many go? One. The commentator is playing upon the term go. Dear devotees, Ityavesha Vishesha Jushta Hridayo, thinking this in his heart, in my previous incarnation, I could protect only one go. Although I was born in a family of ancestors which protects millions of go. Now again I got the chance. I am again born in which dynasty? Chandra. And moon also protects millions of goes. Now, if this time I do not protect millions of goes, then my reputation will be severely damaged. Therefore, Krishna said, in this incarnation, I will protect millions of goes. And he took up the responsibility of becoming a Gopa in this life. How many cows did Krishna protect in this incarnation? So many millions. This is the translation, Prabhuji. Kindly read.
Previously, as Ram, he appeared in the lineage of that personality named Arka, son, who is dedicated to the maintenance of unlimited go rays. Since his very lineage was dedicated to the maintenance of go rays, what greatness is there that he protected and maintained one single go, earth, in that incarnation? There is absolutely no greatness from him or his lineage. Therefore, when he appeared in the lineage of the moon, who also maintained unlimited go rays, Krishna ensured that he not only protects and maintains one go earth, but also unlimited go cows. In this way, he increased the glory of the moon dynasty. Sri Hari Sori.
Nice realization. Dear devotees, there are many more realizations coming. But Prabhu, I have a very good news for you. The name of your son is Madhav. That's a very special name. It is going to be mentioned here in the commentary today, Prabhuji. Especially for you. Yeah, yeah. What is the meaning of Madhav?
Goddess Lakshmi's husband.
Goddess Lakshmi's husband. Let's see if there is another meaning. The commentator is expert in knowing all the meanings of a particular term. Dear devotees, word jugglery is not appreciated when it is used to hide Krishna's glories. But when somebody uses word jugglery to glorify Shri Krishna, that is the best sort of learning in the entire universe. He has played upon the term go and expressed so many meanings in order to glorify Shri Krishna himself. Millions of impersonalists use word jugglery to hide the glory of Shri Krishna. Here is a commentator who can beat them at their own game and use the same word jugglery in order to glorify Shri Krishna himself. Dear devotees, as soon as Krishna entered the forest for the first time, something happened. The season changed dynamically. This is described in the Srimad-Bhagavatam. We are going back to the Srimad-Bhagavatam. Please repeat after me. Tanmadhavo venu mudirayan vrito Gopair grinadbhi swayasho balanvitaha Pashun puraskritya pashavyamavisha Vihartu kamaha kusumakaram vanam. Tan Madhavo, who? Our Madhav, Prabhu. The name of your son is mentioned here. Tan Madhavo, Venu Mudirayan, while playing upon the flute. Vrito Gopair, and he was surrounded by whom? Gopas. Grinadvihi, the Gopas were singing Swayashaha. They were singing his glories. Balanvitaha, and also there was another personality. Who was there? Balaram. Pashun Puraskritya, sending the cows ahead. Pashavyam Avishad, he entered the forest. Vihartu Kamaha, what was his desire? His desire was to simply play. Because Krishna never had to go to school like all the children, dear devotees. Who wants to avoid going to school in their next lives? Please raise your hands, dear devotees. Everybody. See, all the parents who send their children to schools, they are also raising their hands. In our next life, we don't want to go to school. Isn't it so, Prabhu? There is only one way to avoid going to school in your next life. Yeah. You take birth with one personality. Which personality? Krishna. As a Gopa. And maybe later Krishna will go and study with Sandipani, but you will never have to study. Wouldn't it be nice if all the 12 months were a permanent vacation? Yes. Every day, just go to the forest, play along with the trees, the cows, the calves, and have a very great time. In my childhood, I was taken by my father every year for 3 months to our village. Our village is a perfect, traditional Indian village where there is a nice big mountain. Everywhere there is greenery. We used to have bullock carts, climbing on trees, doing all the activities that you do in villages. So that experience which is there, it helped me a lot in order to understand what is going on. You actually sometimes have to live that life in your child. How many of us have lived the life in a traditional village in our childhood? You remember, Mataji? Yes, everything. Have you been on bullock carts? Yes. Have you climbed on trees? Yes. Have you plucked the fruits from the trees? Yes. Especially the one chewed by the parrots? Yes. You are Sajatiya. You know. You know what it is.
With the fruit also we used to make some thing and we push it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tires.
Right. Yes. How much money can we pay today to get the same experience back?
You can't get it.
What amount should be paid to get the same experience back?
No price.
No price can be paid.
Really available.
Yeah, it was freely available for us, 100%, by our punya karma. Some piety we might have done in our previous lives, that it was freely available to us in our childhood. Yes, that please remember that experience. That experience is very important in relishing Bhagavan Shri Krishna's pastimes, because it allows you to reminisce. Your experiences allow you to reminisce what Krishna was going through. You will be able to see in your heart Krishna entering the forest and Krishna playing with all the cows. The cows are going ahead. They are all freely climbing the trees, plucking any fruit that we want from any of the trees. Dear devotees, Vihartu Kamaha, Krishna was eager to play, and he entered Kusumakaram Vanam. He entered the forest which was Kusumakara, blooming with flowers. Prabhuji, here is the translation. Kindly read the translation.
Playing on his flute, accompanied by Balram and surrounded with cowherd boys, singing his glory, Madhava kept his cows in front of him and entered the forest, which was Kusumakar, blooming with flowers, and which provided suitable pasture to the cows. Srimad-Bhagavatam 10:15-2.
Dear devotees, where in the verse is it said that the season changed? Kusumakar means spring. Dear devotees, Kusumakar is actually a term for spring. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Ritunam Kusumakara. Amongst all the seasons, I am Kusumakara. What is the meaning of Kusumakara there? Spring. When did Gopashtami occur? Is Kartik spring? So how did it become Kusumakar? Because Krishna entered for the first time. I hope everybody is able to understand. The season changed dynamically. In Kartik, do flowers bloom? No. But the flowers started blooming in Kartik because Krishna was entering for the first time. Sri Harisuri points out that Kusumakara indicates that it was which season? Spring season. Dear devotees, how many of us have seen spring season when Krishna, how many of us want to see spring season when Krishna entered into the forest? Would you like to see the spring season when Krishna entered into the forest? Yes. This is what happened, dear devotees, when Krishna entered into the forest of Sri Vrindavan for the first time. Have a good look at what transformations occur when Krishna steps into the forest. So how many of us would like to play in such a forest, dear devotees? Yes? We all want to go to such a forest, dear devotees. So Krishna entered such a forest, and Sri Harisuri says, please wait. There is one thing I want to say. Dear devotees, please repeat the title. Before we repeat the title, which name of Krishna was mentioned? Madhava. Sri Harisuri says, Madhava saw Madhava. Why did Krishna enter into the forest? Because Madhava saw Madhava. What is the meaning? Dear devotees, he composes a verse. Please repeat after me. Vanela santam prasamikshya madhavam ananta shakha gama bodhita gamam swatulyam vibhuti vaibhavam jananyaya usad vipinam samadhavaha Vane lasantam. Dear devotees, Krishna saw in the forest something was blooming. Prasamikshya madhavam. He saw that there was Madhav blooming in the forest. What is the meaning of Madhav? Madhav is one of the 12 months of the calendar, which represents which season? Spring season. Our Lord saw Madhava in the forest. This name is only in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, dear devotees. Sri Harisuri uses this name in his commentary. In the forest, he saw which season? Madhav. Have you seen anywhere outside our Gaudiya Vaishnava calendar anybody use the name Padmanabh Mas, Madhav Mas? No. How does he know? This person has read the entire Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Dear devotees. Vane lasantam prasamiksha madhavam. In the forest, our Krishna saw Madhav. And Krishna saw, Arey, this Madhav is similar as me. Why? Look at this Madhav in the forest. Ananta Shakha Gama Bodhita Agamam. Agamam, its arrival is marked by, is noted by the manifestation of Ananta Shakha. What is the meaning of Shakha? So it makes its presence felt by the manifestation of Ananta Shakha, unlimited branches. Swatulyam. This is like me, because I am also Madhav, and my appearance is also predicted in Ananta Shakha, the unlimited branches of the Vedas, dear devotees. When I arrive, Ananta Shakha Gama Bodhita Gamam, the unlimited shakhas, the unlimited branches of the Vedas also proclaim that I have arrived. Swatulya, this is me, myself in the forest. So Krishna embraced Madhava. Madhava embraced Madhava by entering into the forest, dear devotees. So this is why Krishna entered the forest for the first time. This is the realization. Prabhu, kindly read.
Krishna is himself Madhav, husband of Lakshmi, and he is Ananta Shakha Agam Bodhita Agam, the personality whose appearance is understood through the Vedas that have unlimited branches. He saw another Madhav, spring, who was also Ananta Shakha Agam Bodhita Agam, the season whose appearance is marked by trees that blossom with unlimited branches. Thus, observing that this other Madhava, spring, was similar in opulence, our Madhava, Krishna, embraced him by entering the forest. Sri Hari, sorry.
Nice name, Prabhu. What is your son's name?
Madhav.
Mother. Many meanings, Prabhu. Yeah.
What is the meaning of Agama in the next line?
Agama.
First line I understood Agama Shastras, but what is Ananta Shakha Agama when it compared to trees?
Agama. Na gacchati. He who doesn't travel anywhere. That is why he's called tree. Agama. The trees never go anywhere. Agama. Therefore, trees. The first one is Agama. The second one is Agama. But when it combines with Shakha, it becomes Shakhagama. Both become Shakhagama. So this is how he has 100. He has played upon all the words very expertly. So Agama means tree. Agama means Vedas. But Agama, the term Agama in Sanskrit means tree, immovable tree. Now, dear devotees, when Krishna entered, when Madhav entered Madhav, when Krishna entered into the forest for the first time, something happened. Does anybody know what happened at that time? For the first time, when the trees saw Krishna, the trees bowed down. Very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. The trees bowed down, and the trees showed respect to Shri Krishna. Dear devotees, it is described in the Srimad-Bhagavatam. Prabhuji, kindly read.
The primeval Lord saw that the stately trees, with their beautiful reddish buds and their heavy burden of fruits and flowers, were bending down to touch his feet with the tips of their branches. Thus he smiled gently and addressed his elder brother. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "O greatest of lords, just see how these trees are bowing down their heads at your lotus feet, which are worshipable by the immortal demigods. The trees are offering you their fruits and flowers to eradicate the dark ignorance that has caused their birth as trees." Srimad-Bhagavatam 10:15:5:4:5.
Dear devotees, Krishna ended up giving the credit to whom? Him, Balaram. Krishna said to Balaram, "O greatest of lords, just see how the trees are bowing their heads at your lotus feet." When in fact, Shukadeva Goswami describes in the previous verse that the trees were bowing down to whom? Krishna. But he gives the credit to Balaram. Why give the credit to Balaram? Dear devotees, Sri Harishwari says, good people are like this. They don't take credit for what they have done. There's a lot this commentator teaches through his own character. Stuti kanya adyapi durnivaram, stuti kanya vahati kaumaram, sadbhyo narochate sa, asanto tasyai narochante. Dear devotees, There is one lady who has not married till today. Do you want to know what is the name of that lady? Stuti, glorification. You know why she never married? No, but Sadbhyo na rochate sa. The sadhus don't like her. So the sadhus never marry her. And she doesn't like the asadhus. The sadhus don't like her. So the sadhus never accept her. And she doesn't like the asadhus, those who are not sadhus. So she doesn't get married to the asadhus. Dear devotees. That is why this one lady always remains without marriage. What is her name? Stuti. Krishna is a perfect sadhu. He gave all the stuti to his elder brother. To whom did he give it? Sri Balaram. Dear devotees. But it is a fact that the tree is bowed down. Now there is no painting that I have seen. So there is an approximate painting that I tried to make. Dear devotees, this is what happened when Krishna entered for the feast. Sorry, my art is horrible, but this is... So dear devotees, this is what happened for the first time when Krishna entered into the forest. At that time, our commentator enters into the mind of Sri Krishna himself and expresses the reason why the trees are bowing down and what is the result of bowing down. Dear devotees, this verse is in a very special meter named Prithvi, and our commentator composes the following verse. Kindly repeat after me. Laghu navitago ganana binirikshana samprati Namanti uruphalarpanai satata viprasanga ime. Aho vananivasi namatithi satkriti premata. Suvishnu padagamita taduchiteti manyamahe. Laghun, Krishna was saying in his mind, Laghun, we are tiny people, right? Tiny means we are short in height. Avita go ganan, it is not clear if we are protecting the cows or cows are protecting us. Api niriksha, still seeing us tiny people. Samprati, at this time. Namanti, the trees are bowing down. Uru phalarpanai, and offering uru phala, the best of their fruits. Satata viprasanga ime. Definitely, O Balram, these trees have constant association of dvijas. Yes or no? What does dvija mean here? Birds. The birds are constant associates of the trees. These trees have had constant association with dvijas, birds, hidden meaning, brahmanas. That is why they have learned this good quality of bowing down, even in front of small people. Usually, you see, people don't bow down in front of small people, do they? And Chota, he is a small person. Why to bow down in front of him? But Satata Viprasanga, those who have always stayed with the brahmanas, and the trees have always stayed with the dvijas, birds. So they have learned the good quality. Aho, wow. Vana nivasi nam atithi satkriti. Just see the atithi satkar. What is the meaning of atithi satkar? Hospitality. Just see the hospitality of the forest dwellers, O Balaram. Just see. City dwellers don't have this hospitality. They don't have. You know, I also stay in city. This applies to me. City dwellers are the biggest misers. You know why? Because they always keep their doors closed. Yes or no? Yes. When somebody arrives at their home, they gave only a small portion of what they have to the atithi, to the person who has arrived. Yes or no? Compare that to the forest dwellers. Their doors are closed or open. And when somebody arrives, they offer the highest fruit that they have to their visitors. Yes or no? Yes. Aho, vana nivasinam atithi satkriti. Look at the hospitality of these forest dwellers. So Vishnu pada gamita. Vishnu pada. Our Lord Vishnu's pada, foot, as Vamanadev went somewhere in the sky. Yes, so Vishnu Pada is a term for the sky. So Vishnu Pada Gamita, that these trees have achieved Vishnu Pada, the sky, Uchita. I consider this to be justified, O Balram. These trees will attain Vishnu Pada, meaning sky. There is a hidden meaning behind this. That those people who bow down to other people, even if they are small, who arrive as guests, who bow down and offer the best fruits to their guests, definitely that is the result of constant association of Dvijas, Brahmanas. Actually, this is possible only with forest dwellers. And for such people to attain Vishnu Pada, second meaning of Vishnu Pada is Vishnu's abode, Vaikuntha, is very justified for people who render such hospitality to their guests. Everybody agrees to this? Yes. So, this is the translation, Prabhu.
Although we are small children, and it's not certain if we are protecting the cows or the cows are protecting us, yet these trees bow down to us and offer us the best fruits, results of their lives. Certainly, these trees must have been in constant association of Dvijas, twice-born Brahmanas, twice-born birds. How wonderful is the loving hospitality of these simple forest dwellers. Certainly, for such trees to achieve Vishnu Pad, the abode of Vishnu, the sky, is most appropriate. Shri Hari Sari.
So, dear devotees, a single verse with multiple layers of meaning, with a lesson embedded, that when any Atithi arrives at our home, we should not be miserly. I was saying yesterday, the day before yesterday, there is a special hell reserved for those who glance with cruel eyes upon their guests. There is a special hell reserved for such people in the Srimad-Bhagavatam. One should give at least 3 things to a person who has arrived. Who knows what are the 3 things that should be offered? Yes, Mataji. A seat, water, kind words. Manusmriti says 3 things should be offered to a guest: a seat, some water, and sweet words. And if nothing can be offered, at least sweet words should be offered. Sweet words should always be given to everybody. There is a very nice verse in Sanskrit which says that by speaking sweet words, Priya Vakya Pradhanena Sarve Tushyanti Jantavah Tasmat Tadeva Vaktavyam Vachane Kadaridrata. Priya Vakya Pradhanena, by speaking sweet words, is everybody not satisfied? Yes or no? Is there anyone who is not satisfied by speaking sweet words? Everyone is satisfied. Let's say, Prabhuji, your name? Advaita Chandra Prabhu. Let's say I know Advaita Chandra Prabhu. And let's say, although he's perfect, let's say someday I find some fault with him. Advaita Chandra Prabhu, he chants too fast. Let's say, huh? But next day I offer my respect to him and I say sweet words to him. Sweet words at Advaita Chandra Prabhu. Your seva is very nice. You are the youngest Brahmana in our community. Yes or no? Huh? Everybody agrees? Yes? Are you happy by hearing these words? Yes. Who is not pleased by hearing sweet words? Everybody is pleased. Therefore, speak only sweet words. Vachane ka daridrata. Do you become poor by speaking sweet words? Does the government tax you for speaking sweet words? Till today, there is no tax for speaking sweet words. Therefore, speak sweet words, dear devotees. Everyone learn this art of speaking sweet words. People say, no, but we should speak the absolute bold truth, even if it is harsh. Arey Baba, that is if you are guru of somebody. Huh? Speak. If you are guru of somebody, you speak harsh words to your disciple. But if you are not guru of somebody, then speak which words? Sweet words. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that what is austerity of speech? Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priya hitam chayat swadhyaya bhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. Anudvega karam vakyam, sweet, speak words which do not agitate the hearts of other people. Everybody has heard this verse? Huh? Why not? 100%. 100%.
April, so you can speak it.
Yeah. Krishna and Rukmini had such a relationship. Krishna actually never spoke a harsh word to Rukmini until the day he tried to play a joke on Rukmini and said, why don't you leave me? Why did you marry me? That day she fainted And for her, Krishna had to manifest additional 2 arms to protect her, so that not even a single tip of her hair will touch on the ground. Really good. In order to protect her, Krishna had to manifest 4 hands. That is relationship. It has to be sweet. Of course, between husband and wife, if it is not sweet, still no problem. Huh? No.
Wife speaks or not doesn't matter. Husband.
My Guru Maharaj used to say, both husband and wife should carry out their part of the duty without worrying about if the other person is carrying their part of the duty. Huh? Okay, very nice. Atithi means somebody who arrives without giving a date. Today that is impossible because we have RSVP for everybody. There are many atithis. There are many insects who come to our home. There are many other living entities who make a home within our home. They stay for free, rent free. They stay. We should allow some of them to stay for some time. And then we should also ensure that some of them are fed. Srila Prabhupada's father did that. There was a rat in the store where Srila Prabhupada used to sell cloth. And the rat used to chew upon the cloth every night. Does anybody know what Srila Prabhupada's father did for the rat? Put a full bowl of rice. For whom? For the rat who is chewing upon his own cloth and giving distress to his business. For that entity also, Srila Prabhupada's father ensured that that entity should be fed nicely. When some sadhus would come, and sadhus would say, he would ask, what do you want? Some sadhu, we want ganja. You know what is ganja? Yeah. Srila Prabhupada's father would give them ganja. It is recorded, yes. What will make the sadhu happy? This sadhu wants ganja. Okay, here, some ganja for you. Prabhupada didn't like this policy, but Srila Prabhupada's father was Udar Hriday. He was very broad-minded personality. That is Grihastha, dear devotees. That is actually a Grihastha. Grihastha satisfies all the living entities in the universe. We are as Vaishnavas, we have the order of the Guru that you should not give. But if we were not initiated as Vaishnavas, then according to Dharma Shastras, what the Atithi asks for, would you give or not give? 100%. Our Vaishnava Dharma is superior to Atithi Dharma. Therefore, we don't give. But see the glorious Atithi Dharma of Srila Prabhupada's father. My aim of saying this is, see how glorious it was, how Srila Prabhupada's father was. A very glorious personality. They followed all these rules and regulations. Dear devotees, Krishna further glorified his elder brother. Now, please note, while glorifying his elder brother, something is going to slip from Krishna's mouth. Okay? Krishna is going to end up saying something which the commentator is going to catch. Please, Prabhuji, kindly read.
Krishna said, my dear brother, you are the supreme worshipable Godhead. Just see how the peacocks are dancing before you in great ecstasy. The deer, whose behavior is just like that of the Gopis, are welcoming you with the same affection. And the cuckoos who are residing in this forest are welcoming you with their joyful, sweet cries because they consider that your appearance in their home is so auspicious. Even though they are trees and animals, these residents of Vrindavan are glorifying you. They are prepared to welcome you to the best of their ability, as is the practice of the great souls in receiving another great soul at home.
Yes, Prabhu.
As far as the land, it's so pious and fortunate because the footprints of your lotus feet are making its body. Marking its body. It is quite natural for these Vrindavan inhabitants to thus receive a great personality like you. The herbs, the creepers, and plants are also so fortunate to touch your lotus feet. And by your touching the twigs with your fingernails, these small plants are also made glorious. As for the hills and the rivers, they too are now glorious because you are glancing at them. Above all, the damsels of Vraja, the Gopis, are the most glorious because you embrace them with your strong arms, being attracted by their beauty.
Wait a
Krishna
minute.
book, chapter 15.
Wait a minute. In the forest, where are the gopis? What is the final sentence, Prabhu? Please read again.
Above all, the damsels of Vraja, the gopis, are the most glorious because you embrace them with your strong arms, being attracted by their beauty.
Where are the gopis here? Did Krishna go with gopas or gopis? Where are the gopis? Why is Krishna saying glorious are the gopis? We can understand. There are trees, there are deer, they are all in front of Krishna. Where are the gopis here? Where he's saying to Balram, most glorious are the gopis above all. Yeah, but can they be seen in front of Balram and Krishna? No. Our commentator catches the weak point of Krishna. Dear devotees, focus on this line. Why did Krishna end up saying this line? There is a reason, dear devotees. Krishna lost something in Vrindavan. What did Krishna lose in Vrindavan? His heart. This was the perfect age to lose his heart, dear devotees. Please repeat after me. This verse is in one of the longest meters of Sanskrit poetry. Commentator comes out all blazing with his expertise in grammar and composing verses. One of the longest meters in Sanskrit poetry. The name of the meter is Srag Dhara. Srag means long garland. Dhara means a beautiful lady. A beautiful lady who is wearing a long garland. Srag Dhara. I'll break it down into two parts, every line. Kindly repeat after me. Adhyaso yasya yasmin मनसि दृढ़तरो वर्तते वस्तु जाते तद्वक्त्रा तद्विनिर्यात् अवशम समये भूरि संस्कार योगात् एवं गोपी गतात्मा सहि विभुरवदत् गोपिका धन्यतोक्तिम् नो चेदुद्दिश्य रामम् विपिनगतनुतौ तादृगुप्त्य प्रसक्ति. Where have we heard this meter before? Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha. Same meter, Sragdhara. Sri Harisuri says, Adhyaso Yasya Yasmin. If somebody's mind is constantly fixed upon something, Vachas Manasi Dridhataro, in his mind is completely fixed. Vartate Vastu Jate, on any Vastu, on any object, any entity. Tad Vaktra Tad Viniriyati, spontaneously from his mouth it comes out. Yes or no? Yes. One time somebody showed a currency note to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. So it was the first time currency notes were coming out in India. And somebody showed a currency note to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And they said, this is money. So Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj previously, who had not seen money in such a form. So he asked, who is printing this money? So they said, government. Huh? Govardhan? Huh? Govardhan? Money? No, not Govardhan. Government. Government? What government? Because he didn't know English. So he had to be told what is government. So the British government is printing currency notes for the first, fiat currency as it is called. But what was in the mind of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj? So somebody said government and he ended up saying Govardhan. Why? Because that was on his mind repeatedly. So, tad bhaktra tad viniriyati. Automatically it comes out from his mouth. Avasham, without any control. Asamaye, that too at wrong time. Why? Bhuri samskara yoga, because deep impressions are there in his mind. Yes or no? Yes. Evam, therefore, our commentator now throws a pebble at Krishna. Gopi gatatma, who lost his own heart with the gopis. Evam gopi gata atma, whose heart is gata, lost with the gopis. Sahi vibhur avadat, he ended up speaking, Gopika Dhanya Toktim. That Dhanya, glorious are the Gopikas. No Ched, Harisuri says, if you don't believe me, then Uddishya Ramam. Then tell me why to his own brother he will speak about his own girlfriends. Tell me. That too in a forest where his girlfriends are not present. Tell me. Will he speak like this? Any one of you spoke to your brother? Glorious is my girlfriend. The commentator caught the weak point of Krishna. Dear devotees, that's the Raganuga Bhakta. He knows what are God's weak, where God develops jelly feet. He knows. This is a devotee who knows the heart of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. So, dear devotees, this is the translation. Prabhuji, kindly read.
If a particular person or object is fixed within one's mind, then a natural consequence of this is that the name of that person or object spontaneously comes out of one's mouth. This happens due to the force of one's samskar of repeatedly thinking about it. This certainly proves that our Krishna had already lost his heart to the Gopis, since he ended up spontaneously speaking about them to Balaram in the forest at a time when there was absolutely no reason to mention their names. Shri Hari, sorry.
Dear devotees, then all the cowherd boys came and requested something to Shri Balaram. Because all the cowherd boys, they were attracted to the fragrance of one fruit. Which fruit is that? Tal. They got the fragrance of the tal fruit. And then they came and they requested Shri Balaram. And what did they say to Shri Balaram? This is mentioned by Shukadev Goswami in the Bhagavatam. I am giving the translation here. Prabhuji, kindly read.
While Krishna was thus engaged in his transcendental pastimes, exhibiting his internal potency in the company of the supermost fortunate cowherd boys, there occurred another chance for him to exhibit the superhuman powers of Godhead. His most intimate friends, Sridhama, Subal, Stuk Krishna, addressed Krishna and Balaram with great love and affection thus, Dear Balaram, you are very powerful. Your arms are very strong. Dear Krishna, you are very expert in killing all kinds of disturbing demons. Will you kindly note that just near this place there is a big forest named Talwan? This forest is full of palm trees and all the trees are filled with fruits.
Okay.
Some have fallen down and some are very ripe even in the trees. It is a very nice place, but because of a great demon, Dhinu Kasur, it is very difficult to go there. No one can reach the trees to collect the fruits. Dear Krishna and Balaram, this demon is present there in the form of an ass, and he is surrounded by similar demon friends who have assumed the same shape. All of them are very strong, so it is very difficult to approach this place. Dear brothers, you are the only person who can kill such demons. Other than you, no one can go there for fear of being killed. Dear Balaram, if you like, let us all go there and enjoy these fruits. Krishna book chapter 15.
Dear devotees, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur says about this particular forest, Talwan and Dhenu Kasur. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his Krishna Samhita mentions that Dhenu Kasur represents a particular type of demon. Does anybody know which type of demon does Dhenu Kasur represent? Ignorance. Okay. No. Dhenu Kasur is the donkey, the ass. What does the ass do? What is he made to do? He is a beast of labor. I hope everybody knows. Traditionally, he is considered as a beast of labor. Bharvahi. He carries a lot of labor on his back. So, Bhakti Vinod Thakur says he represents the Bharvahi. Bharvahi means that Vaishnava's heart which only wants to carry the burden of so many rules and regulations without understanding the purpose behind what is the rule and regulation. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also says, it is often seen that such a person himself cannot taste the higher fruits of Rasa Shastra and also allows other Vaishnavas to not touch such fruits. Only Krishna comes in the form of Sri Guru and kills such a demon within the heart of the Vaishnava. Balram, comes in the form of Guru and kills such a demon from the heart of the Vaishnava. And Balram allows all the devotees to freely taste this fruit from the highest tree. It is Balram who caused the highest fruits to fall from the tallest trees. But Balram represents Sri Guru himself, dear devotees. So this is the purport given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Dear devotees, our commentator says that the boys were indicating something to Sri Krishna. And what were they indicating to Sri Krishna? So they were indicating something. This verse is in the meter Shardul Vikriditam. Let us chant together, same as Shad Goswami Ashtakam. Akritya sumanoharopi bhagavat syachet prakritya khala Shikshya supyanupekshmeva jagati tyata pratigyasya me akrityapi khalasva saukhala gano petah prakrityapi tat sampratyema hi dandya ityajanita pacha saharshochuta. Akritya sumanohara. Somebody in external form is very beautiful. Like whom? Bhagavat. Like which demon? Kasur. Externally very beautiful looking. But syachet prakritya khala. But in his prakriti, in his mood is khala. What is the meaning of khala? Crooked demon. If somebody is beautiful outside, but within the heart is khala. Khala means crooked demon. Shiksha sopi. That demon should be punished, even though he externally is not a khala. Externally is beautiful, but internally he is a khala. Anupeksham, I will not neglect giving shiksha or punishment to such a demon. Atta pratigyasya me, I have come with this vow in this world. Now, what to speak of a demon who is not only khala inside. What is the meaning of khala? Crooked. But khala outside. In Sanskrit, there is no differentiation between the syllables la and ra. Sometimes you hear Prahlad, sometimes you hear Praharad. There is no difference between la and ra. So outside he is khala, khara. What is the meaning of khara? Donkey. What to speak of a person who is inside khala, outside khara, surrounded by kharas, other kharas? Definitely that person should be punished. Therefore Krishna made up his mind. I will now suitably arrange that this khala, who is not only internally khala, externally khara, surrounded by many khalas, I will definitely punish this person. 100%. Krishna made up his mind with great joy. Saharsho. With great joy, Krishna decided, I will punish this person. Prabhuji.
Translation: if a particular entity is beautiful to gaze at, example Baka, but his demeanor is that of a khala, ruffian, then such an entity is definitely fit to be punished by me. And I have come to this world with a vow of punishing such miscreants. What then to speak of someone who is not only a khala, ruffian, in the demeanor, but also a khala, khara, donkey, even in the external form, and also surrounded by other khalas, ruffians, or donkeys? Definitely such a person should be given a befitting punishment. The blissful Lord Achyutya made his message appear from the mouth of the Gopas. Sri Hari Sari.
Dear devotees, then Shri Balaram went there, and have you seen a palm tree? Talafa? How high is it? Yes. Anyone tried to ever shake? Next time you see, you can go to the palm tree, try to bring down one palm fruit by shaking. Okay, try to bring down one tal fruit by shaking. We will come to understand what is the capability of a person like Shri Balaram. Shri Harisuri makes a point at this time. What is the name of the fruit? Tala. Tala phala. What is the fruit? Tala phala. There is no difference between la and ra. It is tara phala. Which phala is it? In Sanskrit, tara refers to the original sound Vedic vibration Omkar. Tara is another name for Omkar. Omkar represents all the Vedas. And what is the phala? The fruit of reading all the Vedas, Krishna Prem. But Krishna Prema is Tara Phala. I hope you are able to understand. It is the fruit of all the Vedas. But that Tara Phala is high up on the trees. Yes or no?
Yes.
Is it easy to reach those?
No.
Who brings down Tara Phala? Balaram. Dear devotees, who brings down Tara Phala? Balaram. It is Balaram who vigorously shakes the tree of Vedic literature and brings down Tara Phala from the high tree for all the sadhakas. This is the job done by Shri Balaram at that point. Srimad-Bhagavatam describes Bala Pravishya Bahubhyam Talan Saparikampayan Phalani Patayamasa Matang Gaja Ibaujasa. Balaram entered without any fear. Pravishya Bahubhyam, using his two arms, Talan Saparikampayan, started vigorously shaking the tal tree. In the last line, Matang Gaja, like a maddened elephant. Have you seen a maddened elephant? Huh? Ivaujasa, with the strength of a maddened elephant. Phalani Patayamasa. Immediately all the fruits fell to the ground. This is the translation, Prabhu.
Translation: Lord Balram entered the Tal forest first. Then with his two arms he began forcefully shaking the trees with the power of a maddened elephant, causing the Tal fruit to fall to the ground. Srimad-Bhagavatam 10:15-28.
Dear devotees, did the fruits of the tal tree fall? One question has to be asked. What? Why? Why did the fruits fall?
Balaram used to laugh.
Oh, that's the obvious reason. What is the hidden reason that the fruits fell? Would you like to know the hidden reason? Yes. They want to serve the Lord? Yes, yes. They are conveying a very deep message, dear devotees. Let's sing together. Shitoshnadi sahishnavopya viratam Vishnu padalambino Ranyastascha mahatapasthiti jusho Pyekagriyaga bhumija Jatas khala sangino vidivashat Prashat phalasyukshanat Evam tal phala vipatana mishat Abodhi ramena kim Shitoshnadi sahishnavo. The tala trees tolerate winter, summers. Yes or no?
Yes.
Aviratam. Constantly? Yes. Vishnu pada lambino. They are always growing up in Vishnu pada, the sky. Yes.
Yes.
Aranyasthas. They are in the forest. Mahatapasthiti jusho. Performing such heavy austerities in the forest. Ekagrega. Standing on one feet. Yes or no? Bhumija. These trees. Hidden message. Any yogi, Shitoshnadi Sahishnavo, who tolerates heat and cold. Vishnu Pada Lambino, who is aiming for Vishnu Pada. What is the second meaning of Vishnu Pada? Vaikuntha, Vishnu Loka. Aranyasthas, even maybe in forest. Mahatapasthiti Jisho, maybe performing Ashtanga Yoga. Harisuri now casts his glance on those Ashtanga yogis who are not following Bhakti Yoga. Ekagrega bhumija, standing in one place with their feet in the ground. But jatas ched khala sangino, if they get sangha, association of a khala. Yes or no? What is the meaning of khala? Ruffian. Khara, donkey. Vidhivashat, by their misfortune. Brashat phalaha. The trees will lose all fruits and the yogis will also lose all the phala. Yes or no? Yes. All the fruits of their austerity will be lost. kshanat, in a single moment. Evam, this was conveyed by phalabhipatana mishad, by felling the tala fruits. Ramena kim, by Shri Balaram. Dear devotees, as soon as Dhinu Kasur saw this, he came out in the open, and Balaram tolerated not one, but how many attacks of Dhinu Kasur? 2 attacks of Dhinu Kasur. Prabhuji, kindly read.
Upon hearing the sound of the falling fruit, the demon Dhenukasur, who was living there in the form of an ass, approached with great force, shaking the whole field so that all trees moved as if there were an earthquake. The demon appeared before Balram and kicked his chest with his hind legs. At first, Balram did not say anything, but with a great anger, the demon kicked him again more vehemently.
Dear devotees,
Krishna
should
Bhakti.
Balaram tolerate 2 attacks from the demon? No. But it proves one thing, It proves something. What does it prove? In the second attack, Balaram caught the legs of that demon. Yeah. Sri Hari Suri said something at this point of time. Sampiditopi saralah phaladana shilo Dushtah samudrita padopi sadushta eva Taladi kampana mathangri dhriti khalasya Manye balena rachiteti nidarshanaya Taladi kampana. Balram shook the tala trees. How is a tala tree? Straight or crooked? Straight. As soon as he shook the tala tree, Taladi kampana, the fruits fell. Yes or no? How is the donkey? Straight or crooked? Crooked. Sri Hari Suri says, Sampiditopi saralaha. Straight people are like this. Even if they are shaken to the core of their existence. Even if somebody shakes them to the core of their existence, phaladana shilo, they will still give whatever they have. And dushta, a evil soul, even if you catch hold of his feet, sadushta eva, that person still remains a dushta. Yes or no? Even if you catch hold of the feet of a dushta, that person will still remain dushta, a demon. This is what Balaram wanted to prove. By catching hold of that demon. Balaram didn't immediately retort back, but Balaram wanted to prove, look at these straight people. I shook them to the core of their existence, but they gave me the best of their fruits. And this demon, I am catching hold of his feet. Still he wants to attack me again. Bhuyo pisiktaha payasa gritena nam nimba tattvam katutam jahati. A neem tree, even if you nourish it with ghee, milk and sweets, will it become sweet in any lifetime? No, that is the nature of khalas. Then Balaram decided, all right, very nice. I have tolerated twice. So Prabhu, here is the translation. Please read.
Translation. The 2 lessons to be learnt are that 1, a person who is a straightforward in life, as the tal tree, easily gives the fruit of his life to others, even though he is shaken to the core of his existence. 2, on the other hand, a ruffian remains a ruffian even if you catch hold of his feet.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Dear devotees, we are now entering into the final parts of the presentation. Then Shri Balaram created the original domino effect. What is the domino effect, Yes? That is the original domino effect which was originally created by Shri Balaram. Srila Prabhupada describes in the Krishna book. Prabhuji, kindly.
The demon kicked him again more vehemently. This time Balaram immediately caught hold of the legs of the ass with one hand and, wheeling him around, threw him into the treetops. While he was being wheeled around by Balaram, the demon lost his life. Balaram threw the demon into the biggest palm tree about, and the demon's body was so heavy that the palm tree fell upon the other trees, and several fell down. It appeared as if a great hurricane was passing through the forest, and all the trees were falling down one after another. Krishna book, chapter
Can
15.
you draw the painting in your heart, dear devotees? Balram threw him on the trees and all the trees came falling down in a domino effect. Dear devotees, our commentator asks, Krishna could have killed the demon himself. Yes or no?
Yes.
But this time Krishna arranged who to kill the demon?
Because Guru is the one who is going to take out all the darkness.
Very nice. Agreed. There has to be an esoteric out of the box reason, Prabhuji. Huh? If it is simple, if it doesn't cause joy and wonder, it cannot be Harisuri, dear devotees. Would you like to hear the reason?
Yes.
Dear devotees, there is a reason why Krishna avoids killing Dhinu Kasur. This verse is in the meter Shardol Vikriditam. Let's sing together. Yadyapyasmi kharantako hamadura ramaswarupastatha Pyabalasthaviram kharantaka iti Shri Rama namatmani Prakyatam padamadhyana vyabhicharat vidyashayadachyuto Manye punya jana suhrit khalhatau Ramam kimayojaya. Krishna is thinking, Yadyapi, although I am Kharantaka, I am the person who kills Khara. Who killed Khara? Yes. In his previous incarnation as Lord Ramachandra, there was a demon whose name was Khara. And who killed Khara? Ram. And who is Ram in this incarnation? Krishna. He who was previously Ram in this incarnation has become who? Yadyapi aham kharantakoham. Adhuna. Today I am the one, I know I am the one who killed Khara. Rama Swarupas Tatha. I am Rama Swarupa. I am the one who was previously Ram Swarup. Tathapi. A Balas Thaviram. From child to old people, everyone knows that Kharantaka, who killed Khara, was having one name. What was the name? Ram. Let that not be disturbed in this incarnation, dear devotees. So in this incarnation also, let Ram become the ender of Khara's life. In order to arrange this, our Lord arranged Balram to kill Khala in this particular incarnation. This is the translation.
Translation. Krishna thought, although I am the original killer of Khara, the demon named Khara in Sri Ram's pastime, and it is me who is the original form of Sri Ram, still everyone in the world, from the children all the way up to the old people, remember clearly that the name of the personality who killed Khara was Ram. Let the legacy not be changed, and let Ram always remain the destroyer of Khara. Thinking this, Krishna arranged for Sri Balram to kill Dhinu Kasur, who was engaged in killing many pious living entities.
Yes. Nice reason.
I was thinking he said, thought that last time I killed it, this time
Did you notice, dear devotees, did you notice something? He says Rama Swarupas. He said Ram is my Swarupa, which means he 100% is saying Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. This personality is 100% aware of all the siddhantas of the sampradaya that he is initiated in. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Ram is my Swarup. He knows this thing. By these little hints, I am able to pick out that the commentator is not only learned in 14 branches of knowledge. The commentator also studied the sampradayas, various sampradayas before writing his commentary. So this is his expertise in writing the commentary. Dear devotees, then finally, when they all ate the tal fruits, when they all collected the tal fruits, they came back to the abode of Sri Vrinda. And they came back to their villages, and that time our gopis welcomed Krishna. And this is what Srila Prabhupada has to say. So, Prabhu, kindly read.
Thus they killed all of them and threw them into the palm trees. Because of the dead bodies of the asses, there was a panoramic scene. It appeared as if clouds of various colors were assembled in the trees. Hearing of this great incident, the demigods from the higher planet showered flowers on Krishna and Balram and beat their drums and offered devotional prayers. When Krishna and Balram entered the village of Vrindavan along with their friends, they played their flutes, and the boys praised their uncommon activities in the forest. Their faces were decorated with tilak and smeared with the dust raised by the cows, and Krishna's head was decorated with the peacock feather. Both he and Balram played their flutes, and the young gopis were joyous to see Krishna returning home. All the gopis in Vrindavan remained very morose on account of Krishna's absence. All day, they were thinking of Krishna in the forest or of him herding cows in the pasture. When they saw Krishna returning, all their anxieties were immediately relieved, and they began to look at his face the way drones hover over the honey of the lotus flower. When Krishna entered the village, the young gopis smiled and laughed. Krishna book chapter 15.
When Krishna entered the village, the young gopis
Smiled and laughed.
Srila Rupa Goswami says that when Krishna goes to the forest, they experience viraha. What do they experience? Viraha. There is a variety of viraha which is called as pravas. What is the meaning of pravas? Pravas means Krishna travels temporarily for some time to a certain place, and the gopis are unable to see him for some time, and because of that they experience a stage of separation called pravas. This pravas later turns into sudur pravas, where Krishna travels to Mathura and finally to Dwarka, where he will not be seen for many years, ultimately being seen only in Kurukshetra. Dear devotees, they are experiencing pravas now when Krishna goes to the forest. When he comes back, the gopis are extremely pleased. They smiled and laughed. Would you like to know the reason? Yes. Gopis are conveying a deep message, dear devotees. Can you see the gopis smiling at Krishna? Yes. One of them is smiling especially. She has been highlighted in color. Dear devotees, they are all smiling. Sri Hari Suri, this is our final realization. The gopis are telling them, oh Krishna, there is a main reason for your incarnation. The verse is in the meter Prithvi. Kindly repeat after me. Duradva khalanashanam sujana kama sampuranam. Vratadvayamaharnisham lasati charudina prabhau. Charudina prabhau. Vibhavya manase tita yuvatayastam abhyarchayan. Vibhavya manase tita yuvatayastam abhyarchayan. Swakama paripurtaye sapati darshitadya vratam. Gopis are telling Krishna, we have heard in Shastra, Bhagavan comes for two purposes. What are the two purposes? Duradva khalanashanam, in order to destroy the khalas. What is the meaning of khala? Ruffians. Sujana kama sampuranam. Sujana means devotees. Sampuranam, to fulfill their desires, their kama. Yes, these are the two purposes for which Krishna arises. Yes. Vratadvayamaharnisham, these two vows you have taken day and night. Lasati charudina prabhu, you are that Prabhu who takes these two vows. Vibhavya manase tita, now knowing this in mind, the gopis started smiling. By their smiling, they are saying something to Krishna. Krishna, What are your two vows? Can you read in the first line, everybody? Duradva, Khala, Sujana, Kama. One of them is complete. Has Khala been destroyed?
Yes.
Khara been destroyed? Yes. Now what is the second vow? Sujana Kama Sampurna. Now is the time to fulfill our Kama. Purvarag is about to begin, dear devotees, from this point of time. What is Purvarag? Some of us know. Yes, the first stage of budding love between the Gopis and Krishna, where they are going to experience for the first time their innocent love. These 6 or 7 years, dear devotees, very innocent love. They want to talk to each other. They want to speak to Krishna. But can they freely speak to Krishna? No. Why? Society is an obstruction. Today's society, Purva Rag is completely destroyed. Because if you like somebody, you go on Facebook, you type their name, you see, acha, likes, dislikes, which they have a few videos of themselves, and in 10 minutes you decide, I don't like this person, even without meeting them for one time. In today's society, Purva Rag has been completely destroyed by these applications. There is no Purva Rag at all. Previously, there was Purva Rag. When there was no internet and no social media, there was Purva Rag. If a young boy likes a young girl, can he immediately go and speak to her? No. Can he ask a mutual friend? Suppose he's mutual. I can ask 1 or 2 questions, but if I ask too much, then he will say, why? Why are you so interested? I can't even glance, because if I start glancing too much, then I hope you are able to understand. What a difficult situation, but that is very joyous. What is more joyous, union or separation?
Separation.
Should I give a very crude example? Yes. This example is from the material world, but it is a material reflection. Don't take this example as an that Hari Parshad has said. Okay. Just something I noticed in life. The city where I come from is known as Mumbai. This city is responsible for spoiling the entire India. Because there is Bollywood in Mumbai. Some of you might have heard of Bollywood. Yes or no? Some of you might have heard. Some of you might have heard Bollywood, right? Now, Bollywood produces many songs every year. Yes or no?
Yes.
There are songs of union and songs of separation.
Yes.
Which songs are appreciated more?
Separation.
Why? Isn't separation painful?
Yes. It is painful, but sweet. Resonates and simple.
Resonates with us. Simple. Why? Why is separation more dear to people? Why are songs of separation more popular? More emotional, more rasa. There is more rasa, even though it is material rasa. There is more rasa in songs of separation. If this is the case with the perverted reflection, what to speak of the original, dear devotees? So please remember, even in the material world, separation is appreciated more than union. And what to speak of the spiritual world, where the original separation causes all varieties of emotions in the spectrum of love to appear within Srimati Radharani and Krishna, up till the last limit of separation, Dashami Dasha, the 10th stage of separation, Mrityu, till Mrityu, Srimati Radharani will experience all stages of separation, but their union is about to begin. Sri Hari Suri says, this is the perfect season, but I will pause here, because after this, there will be many activities of union, which Sri Hari Suri will, his pen will start writing and writing and writing. Finally, when it comes to Ras Panchadhyayi, his pen will really start writing 400 verses per chapter. Dear devotees. But maybe some other day. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. For that, for Damodar trees, I wrote a verse.
Not for this.
I can write, but. But for the Tal trees, for the Damodar Leela, I had written a verse. Would you like to see? Yes.
After if you have the one Prabhu, the Balaram's rank and cycle is someone.
Oh, yes.
We want to see that.
Yes. Very nice. How many want to hear a drunken verse from Sri Balaram? Okay. Dear devotees, there is one transcendental drunkard in the spiritual world. What is his name? Balaram. He is the one who likes to drink transcendentally. And there is a verse which Rupa Goswami composes in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This verse is about Balaram who is intoxicated. Okay. Verse is in the meter Prithvi. Do you want to chant with me? Yes. In your heart, please see Sri Balaram intoxicated in Dwarka. Okay. Sri Balaram says this. Please repeat after me. Baba Brahmati me dini lambate chandrama. Baba Brahmati me dini lambate chandrama. Krishna vavada drutam hasanti kim Krishnaya. Shishid muncha me papapana patra sthitam. Madas khalitam ailapan haladhara shriyam bahkriya. You want to hear the translation? Yes. Baba Brahmati Medini. Krishna, the earth is spinning around. Lambate Chandrama. The moon is hanging upside down. Krishna, oh Krishna. Vavada Drutam. Speak quickly. Santi Kim Vrishna. Are the Vrishnis laughing on me? Shishi muncha me papapana patra. Give me wine in my drinking vessel. Madas khalitamalapan. May Lord Balaram, who was thus faltering in intoxication, Haladhara, Sri Balaram, Shriyam Vahakriyat, give auspiciousness to all you drunkards, dear devotees. So this verse should be translated like this, dear devotees. The earth is spinning around. The earth is hanging upside down. This is the way the verse should be translated. So dear devotees, this is Sri Balaram's intoxication. Alright?
Yeah.
And there are many more verses. We did this presentation long ago.
Yes.
But if many devotees have not seen, then we can do it again. But maybe some other day. Okay. September. Okay. No.
It's recorded now.
Of next year. That's fine.
Why Balaram was the one who killed Kasur.
Yeah.
That was because Balaram, Kasur in his previous birth was the son of Bali Maharaj. And he had been cursed.
Yeah, there are historical reasons mentioned in various, like Garga Samhita mentions various historical reasons for various demons taking various births. So those are historical reasons, and there are some Rasik reasons. So we are churning thoda rasik reasons. I am sitting here with the. I hope everybody.
Really enjoyed.
Hare Krishna. So I don't know, I lost track of time. If I was overboard, please forgive me. I usually try not to go overboard, but kindly forgive me if I went overboard. But I hope everybody was transported into a universe of the previous acharyas.
Especially in the Bhagavatam.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And do we have Prabhu, Ajay Gaun Prabhu? Do we have time or are we out of time?
We have time till 4 o'clock.
And you serve lunch also.
Lunch also for everyone?
So we can take a few questions, yes or no? Yes?
Tell me again, the years that he lived, sorry.
Yes. 1790.
What do we know about that?
Yeah, about his background? Yes.
Until when?
Till 1860. His commentary was published by his son in 1890. Okay. His son managed to gather some money, and then there was the first printing press in Mumbai, which is in Maharashtra. They went to that first printing press and he got his commentary published. 500 copies of the commentary were published in 1890. So those were the only copies initially of his commentary, and it contained only the original Sanskrit of his commentary and no explanation at all. So it is almost 700 or 800 pages of original Sanskrit verses, verses after verses after verses after verses, with no explanations, because that time it was very expensive to print, all these commentaries. So 500 copies were printed. Fortunately, I mean, when I was trying to search for it, I could not locate a copy for 2 years. Fortunately, one of the 500 copies was donated by some Indian person to the library at the University of Chicago. And I had a devotee friend, his name is Krishna Abhishek Prabhu, Dr. Abhishek Ghosh, who worked at the University of Chicago at that time. So I said, Prabhu, I will pay money if required. Can you get the commentary scanned? I didn't know what is in the book. I was expecting some explanation of the commentary will also be there. But when I saw the scan, it was 600 pages of dark letters, making me afraid. So, but then it has to begin somewhere. So first 3 months I spent in translating the first chapter. It's difficult to enter into the first chapter because I'm getting used to his Sanskrit for the first time. 1890 is the year of his birth. He was born in a Kashyapa Gotra Brahmana family. In his branch of Veda is Rig Veda. In Maharashtra, they are known as Deshastha Brahmanas. Their Shikha is to the left, which means by Shikha you understand which Veda it is. By the length of the Shikha you understand which branch of the Veda it is. Shakalya Shakha, the Shakalya branch of Rig Veda. Deshastha Brahman, born in Nasik. His name was Sri Hari. His surname, as we know, today I know the surname of his name was Kulkarni. His 5th generation descendant, Sri Sudarshan Kulkarni. Everybody in their family is named after Krishna's name. His 5th generation today, Sudarshan Kulkarni, that is his last generation. He doesn't have a son. So here his family lineage is ending here. But when I went to Nasik, he came to the program where Hari Suri's realizations were being spoken on the second day. And then we connected him to ISKCON, basically. So there is a good possibility that he may now become a member, visiting member, although from family tradition, they are Vaishnavas. But we connected them also to ISKCON as a service to Sri Hari Suri. We want to do something, especially I want to do something, because his Samadhi is going to come to our ISKCON temple. So his Samadhi will be maintained. It's a good, very good Vaishnava commentary. You'll not find a single trace of impersonalism or anything in the commentary. You saw all the verses. Was there any Brahma, Paramatma, do anything in the verses? Absolutely no. He will far away from these concepts. But he loves to explore reasons behind why Krishna did what Krishna did. Such a sweet commentator is most desirable for the Vaishnavas. So as a service to him, something is being done. When he was writing this commentary, he stopped all other work. Usually he was a Brahmana, so people used to invite him to speak Harikatha. He used to speak Harikatha for every night, 7 o'clock in the evening to 3:30 in the morning. So that was his speaking of Katha. He used to do that for 4 months of Chaturmas. That is called Chaturmas Seva. He did 36 Chaturmas Sevas. For 36 years, he did this Seva. And people used to give him donations because he was a Brahmana. But when he started writing Bhakti Rasayanam, he stopped that Seva because he was writing this book. Eventually, he went into a debt of 5,000 rupees while he was writing this book. So he had a debt of 5,000 rupees around 1840. Okay, so 5,000 rupees was his debt, but Sri Hari Suri in his life made one disciple. His name was Sri Govinda. I have the photograph of Sri Govinda. That disciple was a Kirtaniya par excellence. His singing was like that of a Gandharva. And Sri Hari Suri taught him all the Shastras, including Sanskrit grammar, all the branches of knowledge. That disciple once came to Mumbai, which is where I stay. For the first time, he came from Nasik to Mumbai and did a Kirtan. In that Kirtan, Maharaj Peshwa. Does anybody know who is Peshwa? They were the kings of Maharashtra. He was present. He was so happy on hearing the Kirtan that he gave a donation of 10,000 rupees to Sri Hari Suri's disciple. When the disciple came back, he immediately gave back 5,000 rupees and paid the Guru's debt. Such should be a disciple. Only one is needed. Dear devotees, only one is needed. One disciple is needed. And he had that one disciple. So I'll also, when the translation will be published, his disciple will also be mentioned. And the entire parampara of Sangeet, of Kirtan will also be mentioned. They have a style of doing Harikatha. If you liked something in the way I speak, you know it is coming from a certain style of teaching. Dear devotees, a lot of what I say, the style in which I speak has been inspired by what he taught, dear devotees. So it is coming from a very traditional sampradaya. So dear devotees, I'll also speak how to perform Kirtan, how to speak Srimad-Bhagavatam, what things to take care of, 40 things to avoid in a Bhagavatam class. There is a very traditional literature by Sri Hari Suri on that regard also. But that is for my personal. Maybe later. Why should I give the best secrets?
For the benefit of
In this regard, I am a miser. So there is a nice book which describes how to perform Kirtan, how to speak Srimad-Bhagavatam, what things to avoid, what things not to avoid. All these things, there is a very rare book whose even name is not known, but I found the manuscript. Dear devotees, whatever I speak, basically, the style which you might have seen, singing verses, making you sing, repeating, explaining, everything, a lot of it is derived from his school of thought. The title is, he gave the title, Bhakti Rasayanam.
Just the 10th canto.
10th canto, first 49 chapters, only Vrindavan Lila. When Krishna leaves Vrindavan, Sri Hari Suri left this planet. That was his last chapter.
And how you came to know about Hari Suri, like how you felt connected?
My Guru Maharaj used to speak about him sometimes in classes. So I became interested. When I became especially interested was there was a class in Russia, and one sannyasi from ISKCON, he spoke that during Damodar Lila, the milk started boiling because the milk committed suicide. So somebody asked after the class, which Acharya says this? So he said, Kavi Karnapur says this. So then show me where it occurs, because the person who had asked had read Kavi Karnapur's Anand Vrindavan Champu. So he read in the Anand Vrindavan Champu, this realization was not there. So then the question went to many devotees. It went to His Holiness Indradimna Maharaj. From there it came to myself that where is it given? So I looked in the Hindi translation of Anand Vrindavan Champu. There is a very expert translator who had translated. In that Hindi translation, he had mentioned this, and he had mentioned that this realization comes from Sri Hari Suri. Then I said, well, if this is the caliber of that person, then I should certainly find out who this person is. Then I decided. It was not in Kavi Karnapur, but the translator in Hindi translation had added some flavor to Damodar Leela. The translator himself was, joyous in reading some of Hari Suri's verses. So then I decided, chalo, let's take it up seriously. Let's find if there is something unexplored, let's explore it, because it's 200 years the work has not been translated. It's lying untranslated almost for 200 years. And it is very difficult and intricate. Many people have tried, but once again, it would be, I'm okay if I fail, but I would like to try. At least in this life, I would like to try. Let's see if Vaishnavas desire, and especially if Sri Hari Suri desires, translation will be done. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Till now, I have managed to do 6 chapters complete. 6 chapters are done. So I'm hoping that the remaining 43 chapters will also be done. But I am afraid when Ras Panchadhyay will come, that all the boundaries will be tested to the maximum limit. I hope at that time, Krishna is with me and I am able to do something. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Yes. What is the daily routine of Sri Hari Suri? Every morning, just before sunrise, he will wake up. He stayed just next to the banks of the Godavari river. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Godavari river. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also visited Nasik. In Nasik, there is a temple which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited. That temple he used to visit every day and write his commentary. That is the same temple he used. There is a deity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that temple. So every morning he will wake up, he will take a bath in the Godavari river and he will chant his Sandhya. After chanting his Sandhya, he will chant Vishnu Sahasranam, 1000 names of Lord Vishnu. After chanting Vishnu Sahasranam, he will read 13 chapters of Srimad-Bhagavatam every day. And after reading 13 chapters of Srimad-Bhagavatam every day, he will do Gau Seva, service to the cows for 1.5 hours. And only after that, he will accept the first morsel of food in the day. That was his Seva. But in this Seva, while doing this Seva, he got one darshan of Krishna in his life. So that he mentions clearly in his book, that what are the words which Krishna spoke to me. He's a bold commentator, doesn't hesitate to speak what happened. Exactly. So one darshan he got of Krishna in his life. In that darshan, Krishna told him, I'll give you all the secrets. Nobody else can think of the secrets, but I'll give you those secrets. Can you do something? Write a commentary. He said, 100%. I will write that commentary which is unprecedented. The only commentary in verses. No other commentary is in verse format. All commentaries are in paragraphs. This is the only commentary in verse format. All the verses, whatever you saw, were they paragraphs or verses? Verses. Only commentary in verse format. Bhakti Rasayanam. The last commentary, Sanskrit commentary, to have appeared on the 10th canto. So that is. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
You were going to show us one of those verses.
Oh, do we have time? Some are hesitatingly saying yes. Yeah, she wants me to show a verse of my composition. Here, devotees, we all know this pastime. Yes. Which pastime is this? Damodar Leela. Here is a verse which celebrates this pastime. Please repeat after me. Damodara Modakarashchakara Karsham Sudamna Tadudu Khalasya Vrikshanukarshe Tvabhavaccha Shabdam. Damodara, our Lord is named Modakara, he gives great joy. Chakara, he did something. What did he do? Karsham, he was pulling upon. Pulling upon what? Sudamna, pulling upon the rope. Tad udu khalasya, rope is attached to the mortar. Vrikshanukarshe, but when the trees were pulled down, Tu abhavaccha shabdam. There was a loud noise. Did you hear the noise? No? Do you want to hear the noise? Please chant again with me. Damodara modakarascha Karsham sudamna tadudu khalasya Vrikshanukarshe tvabhavaccha shabdam Thadam thadam tham thadatham thadam tha. Did you hear the voice? Yeah. That is what happened. Last line is untranslatable.
It's a comment online from Her Grace Krishna Priya Mataji. Thank you for your beautiful katha. I appreciated point on the sweet word.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Next time we can also see a verse on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like this if you're interested. All right? Or next time. Hari bol. Yes. That was by King Bhoja. That was in the 9th century. So thank you very much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Now the sweetest part of the program, Prashadam.
Yes.
Let's chant together.